It's thought that, at least at one point during development, the Kong's journey would have started here, in Coconut Canyon. If that's the case, then there's a lot riding on Coconut Canyon, being the first level and all. But does it hold its own against the likes of Jungle Hijinks, Pirate Panic, and whatever the first level of the other one is? The answer is no. This is part 4 of Overthinking Donkey Kong Country 4. So cards already on the table. I don't think Coconut Canyon stacks up against the real DKC game's first levels, or any level for that matter. But is Coconut Canyon a bad level? I don't think that's a question I can really answer, having not played it personally, but from what I've seen, it doesn't look terrible. I definitely have my issues with it, and we'll be getting into all that soon, but at the end of the day, it's a work in progress, and it's a fan game. So expecting the same standard as the original DKC trilogy from this project probably isn't fair. The level opens with an on-guard crate on land. A weird choice, but I like it. He's only really playable in the pool immediately after his crate, so he doesn't help the player progress through the level at all. Still, cool to see him and fun to explore this little patch of level with him. The water itself looks pretty good, at least the top of it does. The way it changes depending on the angle is pretty schmick. On-guard himself seems a bit faster, and there's these cool water effects when he swims along the surface. I think that's pretty rad. Both his appearance here and the way he controls reminds me of his playstyle in DK4. There's a cheeky double life balloon camouflaged in with the trees. Full marks there. There's ropes, pits. We get a decent spread of enemies, which seems par for the course with DKC4. Yellow Knocker returns, and that's awesome. Squidder makes an appearance in the back half. He seems to be necessary to get through the level, but he isn't in it for long. And like On Guard, there seems to be a focus on exploration, which I think is cool. Exploration has always been Squidder's strong suit. His web platforms seem to have been given a bit of polish, and I dig the upward arrow here. A little detail, but I appreciate it. The bonus areas are super creative, as usual, with Tiny showing up to help the Kongs access the last one. There's an idea here that I'm a huge fan of. So the bonus area is collecting the green bananas. All the while, a mini Neki is puking nuts in your general direction and just fucking things up for you. You've got to dodge the nuts while getting the bananas, and that alone makes for a fun and chaotic challenge. But like, the option to just kill the mini Neki and be done with it all is always there, right? Wrong. Take out the mini Neki and it respawns a second later, and from what I can tell, each respawn is a little bit faster than the one before. Great idea. Seriously, full marks again. Now, I hate to be too critical, but the visuals don't do it for me. Good in theory, not so good in execution. It isn't so much the theme as it is how they go about it. The original assets clash with the borrowed ones, and it's so obvious which is which that it's jarring. I know it's easier said than done, and points for trying for sure, but a DKC4 fan game should be in the same art style as the original trilogy. If I had a suggestion, I'd say use something like Blender to make fairly simple models, skin them in a similar fashion, then import the images, be they stills or short clips, into Photoshop or something, and pixelate them in both the resolution and palette of the Super Nintendo. Another thing that rubbed me the wrong way was using mid-ground assets in the background. It muddies up the visual communication a bit, and I wouldn't be surprised if inattentive players went to jump on a ledge before realizing it was a background asset. The music is dope though. Finally, they're short, but I really like the barrel sections here. They're punchy and bring back memories of Donkey Kong Country Returns. The skull barrels are a great addition too. Are they from DKC Returns? I can't remember. One more thing. The switches from Kitty to Diddy and Dixie to DK are really cool. Full of personality and great creative use of existing assets. The level itself doesn't have any sort of dynamics or theme. It just exists. I suppose for a first level that's not too bad, but I do think the design isn't fantastic. For what it's worth, a lot of it does look pretty fun, and it looks like the devs put a lot of emphasis on exploration, and I've always thought the DKC games could have benefited from the occasional more open level. At the end of the day, I think with completely unique assets, in the same art style as the original trilogy, and just a bit of tightening up of the gameplay, this level could be really good. Part 4 done. I have nothing else to say, and I can't be arsed waffling on, so I guess I'll see you in part 5.